I'm Emily Mashak, and I'm here today with Kevin Housley, a firefighter and chairman of the Terry Farrell Firefighters Fund. And we're going to talk about the 8th annual Terry Farrell Firefighters Fund Charity Ball. So thank you for joining me today, Kevin.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
I'm excited. That's a hard event to say all in a row, I just realized, but I'm excited to talk about it. It's going to be great. But before we get to the event, I want to talk a little bit about you. What inspired you to become a firefighter?
I was born and raised here in Fort Collins, and it's always been kind of a thing inside of me just to provide service to others. So being able to give back to the community that I was raised in is pretty special. And pretty much every day you go to work as a firefighter, you're reminded as to why you chose to go down that path, and we're lucky enough to be able to sit in the seat and be able to serve the community.
Yeah. How long have you been a firefighter?
15 years, just over 15 years.
Oh, congratulations.
Yep. Thanks.
What's it like on a day-to-day basis? Can you give me a little run through?
It's always different. So that's what's really, really fun about it is we never know what's coming next. You know, we'll set a schedule for training or things that we have to do, pub ed events, things like that. But a lot of times that gets interrupted based on the 911 system. So it always keeps you on your toes. You never know what's coming, which makes it pretty exciting.
Yeah. Now, tell me a little bit about the Terry Farrell Firefighters Fund. What is that?
So Terry Farrell was an FDNY firefighter who was assigned to Rescue 4, one of the elite rescue companies for FDNY, and he was killed on 9/11 of 2001 when the towers came down. And so his brother Brian started just a Long Island scholarship charity for Long Island firefighters, and it's grown into this massive national organization with 11 chapters across the country, including Colorado.
Yeah.
Terry was a really, really big philanthropist, and he was really focused on training other firefighters. So he was a volunteer chief out on Long Island, even though he was a high-level FDNY firefighter. So we've just tried to carry his legacy on as far as providing education and philanthropy. So all the money that we raise in the state of Colorado for the Terry Fund stays in the state of Colorado to benefit Colorado firefighters and their family members.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
How did you get to be the chairman of the fund?
We had an initial board that when we started our chapter, and that's kind of ebbed and flowed over the years, as most nonprofits do. And it's just been, who's raising their hand and who's willing to put in some work. And so we have a pretty great team of people that we, are fortunate to have helping us out.
Yeah. Well, congratulations. I bet it's very rewarding to be able to carry on that legacy.
It is. It is very cool.
Now let's talk about the event, the Charity Ball. What can people expect for this year's?
For this year's Charity Ball, it's a really, really fun event. We've actually heard multiple times that this is the most fun charity event that people have ever gone to, from firefighters and non-firefighters. So we try to make it a really fun, lighthearted event that combines why the charity exists with having a really good time at an affordable price.
Very nice. Can you tell me a little bit about logistics? When is it? Where is it? How much are tickets?
Absolutely. So it's going to be hosted at the Embassy Suites in Loveland on October 12th. The event cocktail hour starts at 6. The actual event starts at 7, and we'll kick that off with some bagpipers.
Oh, wow.
Which is
all
pretty
right.
cool.
Yeah.
It's a firefighter tradition. And so tickets currently are available at terryfundco.org. And they are $85 for a single ticket, and they get cheaper if you buy a date night package or if you buy a table and you have a firefighter sitting at your table. It's probably the best value at $800. You get a table of 10 for that. So all the information can be found on the webpage, terryfundco.org, and just click on events, and it'll run you through all of the things that are available and the schedule of events there.
Yeah. Now, I did see when I was looking at the tickets, there are firefighter and non-firefighter tickets. Can you just tell me a little bit about what the difference is between, obviously they're not a firefighter, but I guess what is the difference in the event experience?
It's going to be the exact same event experience. We're just part of the fund's mission is to support Colorado firefighters who serve their communities. And so we're giving them a little bit of a discounted price. But the nice thing is if you have a firefighter sitting at your table, you get the benefits for the whole table as well. Yeah. So everybody's welcome to come. It is an adult-only event. but everybody is welcome whether you're a firefighter or not.
Good. I think they deserve the discount. I could say that. How does the event impact firefighters in Colorado? I know you're going to be raising a lot of funds. Where's that going to go?
Yeah, so this event historically has raised between $30,000 and $40,000 in that one night, wow, which is huge for us. It really carries us through the entire year, to be honest, for the donations that we write. And so it's kind of the backbone of how we fund being able to provide assistance to Colorado firefighters and their families.
Wow, that's really awesome. Very cool. How can people donate to the Terry Farrell Fund if they want to outside of the charity ball?
So we accept donations through the webpage. We have a monthly giving program, which is called the Hydrant Program, if you want to do it kind of like a subscription service. Mm-hmm. So maybe cancel one of the monthly subscriptions that you don't use anyways, and then put that $10 towards the Terry Fund, and that would be a fantastic way to support us. Or you can do a one-time donation, which would just be processed through PayPal, but it's all done through the homepage for the Terry Fund of Colorado.
Yeah. And I know it goes towards firefighters and their families, but what are these kind of specific needs that firefighter families face?
There's a lot. So one of the things that's pretty common with firefighters across the country is we really don't like to ask for help, even if we need it. Mm-hmm. And so that was one of the reasons why we wanted to bring this charity to Colorado specifically, was to try to help those local fill that void for firefighters and their families that needed some help. So since we formed our chapter in 2011, we've given 166 donations out, which is over $270,000. We're a 100% volunteer organization, and we try to keep our fees as low as humanly possible. And so we do a lot of word of mouth, a lot of social media stuff, and we don't like to pay really for anything that we don't have to. So the big thing for us is we support firefighters for whatever they need. Unfortunately, in the last few years, that's been very, very cancer heavy. So cancer is extremely prevalent in the American Fire Service now, mm-hmm, based on what's catching on fire, and a lot of different reasons for that. And so we've been writing a lot of checks for cancer, but we also write checks to help people get an education, whether that's a college education, a vocational style degree, or if they want to go take a training class. We've also helped departments with equipment. So if a smaller department, whether it's a volunteer department or a career department, if they need something, they can apply through the Terry Fund, and we'll try to do our best to help them out. A lot of times equipment is really, really expensive. And so we can also help them create a campaign, and then it allows them to get more exposure across the state.
Mm-hmm. I saw on your website you're currently supporting a firefighter family dealing with cancer.
We are, yeah.
Yeah. Can you tell me a little bit more about them and their story?
Yeah, so that's a local Fort Collins family, and unfortunately, Heather lost her battle this last week.
I'm so
she
sorry.
Just passed away. So we were running a campaign for them. Heather was battling breast cancer for the last 3.5 years, mm-hmm, and unfortunately, she just passed away. But an amazing family, local firefighter with two daughters in high school. And so they're going through some tough times right now. So we're trying to raise as much money as we can for them, for kind of those unforeseen circumstances and things like that we don't plan for when one of our family members is sick.
Yeah, well, I'm really sorry to hear that.
Yeah.
Do you think, you said cancer affects a lot of firefighters, is it because of environmental conditions that you're exposed to more than other people in different professions?
Yeah, I think there's a lot of things. There's a lot of research going on right now about what's going on. But really the fact of the matter is everything is made out of plastic and petroleum. Mm-hmm. And we know that a lot of those things, when they catch on fire, it's a known carcinogen. And so we're exposed to that when we're inside of a house fire or a commercial fire, just through the smoke and things like that. It's something that we're looking at really, really heavily in the American Fire Service, is how do we call it decon. So how do we decontaminate to make sure that we're getting the least amount of exposure, but still able to accomplish our job and our mission.
Yeah, but we're grateful that you guys are still able to go out there and help the community. And I'm really glad that we have events like the Charity Ball and the Farrell Firefighters Fund to be able to support our firefighters here in Northern Colorado. You do so much.
Yeah, thank you. It's an honor to be able to help serve in a different way.
Yeah, we definitely appreciate it here in Fort Collins and Northern Colorado. I know we do. What, on a more personal note, do you think it takes to be a firefighter? Or what would your advice be for people who are wanting to get into that field?
Yeah, it's a great job, great occupation, a great career. The biggest thing is you have to have that heart for service. It's not about you as soon as you take that oath and you get the badge. It's 100% about the customer and the citizens that we serve. And so you have to have that servant's heart, and really that's what's going to drive you, So I think for anybody that wants to get into the fire service, it's a fantastic occupation, but it's also not for everybody. And so just figuring out really what your why is, as Simon Sinek would talk about. Really, really, why are you wanting to get into that career, and what are the true reasons? And if they're the right ones, then I would highly encourage it.
Yeah. What are some stories you have from being a firefighter? I'm sure you have a lot since you've been one for 15 years, but do you have any particular stories that have stuck with you or have kept you going over the years?
Yeah, there's quite a few. I don't know if a lot of them are appropriate for the air, but I think some of the coolest stories is just the interactions we get to have with the public, not even necessarily because of a 911 call, So whether it's handing a little kid a sticker at the grocery store and seeing their eyes light up, or giving them a little plastic fire helmet as they're climbing through the fire engine or fire truck. There's a lot of those ones that you just get a day-to-day opportunity to impart some joy in some people's lives, and you don't know what all these people are going through. We get called 911 because somebody's having a bad day, and so that's not for us to interpret whether that's truly a bad day or not. It's up for us to support. It's up to us to support them and get them connected into the right system to help them solve their problem.
Yeah, that's fantastic. I remember getting one of those hats when I was a kid. Those are the best. I don't know why, but those are just the coolest things.
Indeed.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much for coming in and talking to me today, Kevin. It was great to learn not only about the event, but just about what Terry Farrell is all about here, especially in the Colorado chapter.
Yeah, thank you. Appreciate the opportunity.
Again, that was Kevin Housley, local firefighter and chairman of the Colorado chapter of the Terry Farrell Firefighters Fund. The 8th annual Terry Fund Firefighter Charity Ball will take place on October 12th at 6 p.m. in the Embassy Suites Hotel in Loveland. However, the last opportunity to buy tickets is Monday at midnight. So if you would like to attend the ball, make sure to visit their website as soon as possible to get your ticket. For more information on the Terry Farrell Fund in general, you can visit their website, terryfundco.org.